going to give you an illustration of what it's like to own your identity and carve out this ironclad core so that whatever external forces, whatever pressures, whatever rejections, whatever disappointments, whatever sorrows, whatever griefs, whatever bereavements that you go through, it's very easy to sustain any kind of environmental pressure that comes your way because you have spent years forming an identity that cannot be destroyed. Meaning, no matter what happens on the periphery of your life, you have designed yourself to be impenetrable by these outside influences, because impulse is very different than acting and moving from the spirit. And people have a difficult time differentiating the two. Impulse is degeneracy and is coming from the darker forces that haven't been integrated into your spirit. But acting from your heart, even when you are flying in the face of the party line, of the common opinion, if you're bucking trends, if you sequence enough decisions in a row in your life to where you're living life completely on your terms, even if it causes you short-term pain, you do that enough times, you will build indomitable confidence because you're moving from within. There's no outside external forces that are gonna fucking knock you off of what you know because it's from direct experience. And I'll give you a fucking prime example. It doesn't matter win, lose, or draw. If you're down $1 million, up $1 million, up $5 million, down $5 million, doesn't fucking matter. You still have to show up every single day and do the same shit. It doesn't matter what you got. I don't care if you have 4 Bentleys, 5 Lambos, 6 houses, 100 employees. No matter how much you're winning or losing, you still have to show up and go to the gym. You still have to fucking get your nutrition on point. You still have to fucking interface with the real world. You still have to approach women. You still have to show up. It doesn't matter where you're at. Win, lose, or draw, you gotta do the same fucking thing every day. And once you can fucking internalize that and understand that nothing changes. Nothing changes. All of the fucking money in the world, all the toys, all of that's just a fucking, it's by proxy. It's by proxy. It happens by accident. Oh, fell into a fucking Lambo today. That just happened. Because I'm just fucking living my life, coasting. I'm a fucking eagle flying through the sky. No one can, I'm untouchable. Sometimes I soar down, see what's going on, then I fly back up. You're just kind of floating through life, taking what comes, comfy, cozy, with whatever comes your way. And I'll tell you something, when you guys take losses of any sort, your first ab reaction is to let your swagger decrease. No. When you get rocked in life, the anecdote is always to double your swagger. Like your swagger should be increasing the more losses you sustain, because you just know you're gonna get it back. It's literally, the formula is so fucking simple. You lose money, you simply make it back. Money comes and goes. But a lot of you have huge mood fluctuations based on what's in your bank account because you're externally oriented. You have zero fucking identity and you're using these external things as drugs. It's a fucking drug. It takes away feelings and emotion. When you have the money, you're numb. When you have all the fucking wealth and all the shit you want, you're numb to reality. And when you don't have it, all the fucking insecurities, everything you've been putting masking tape over comes to the fore. And then what? You got nothing to fall back on. That's why I always tell you, the naked man, literally, without technology, without gimmicks, without props, is the most powerful man. You should be training in a state to where you don't need any kind of gimmickry to get what you want. Go to any fucking local gym and look who's using all the fucking equipment. Who's coping? Who's got the gloves on? Who's got the nicest kicks? The weak motherfuckers. And the badass motherfuckers are just in there training. No water, no supplements, just in there fucking training, building their fucking spirit. You have to understand that most people eating invisible quotas. People have all these fake, like, I have to make 10K a month. I have to have a new bitch every other night. I gotta go fucking cold approach women. Dude, that is 100% the opposite of living in your true identity. Because every real motherfucker I know, including myself, I go months at a time where I don't want to talk to a bitch. I just want to be left alone. And then guess what? One morning I wake up and I decide that I want one and I just go get it. That's how the fucking game really fucking works at the highest level. When you genuinely want something, you just go get it. There's no fucking fake pressure. I don't feel any fucking peer pressure. I don't feel like I have to meet quotas. When I want something, I'm just gonna go fucking get it. And here's the thing. A lot of you are torturing yourself by getting things that you don't even want. That's the fucking grand epiphany. Most of you are literally seeking and you're attacking goals. You're going after shit that you don't even really fucking want. And it's a form of self-punishment and self-torture. And a lot of you guys are resisting your true desires on a daily basis, and you are in a constant battle against yourself. And you will lose every single time because it's a battle of attrition. You cannot go through this life constantly fighting yourself. It's like revving your engine with the emergency brake on. It's just never gonna happen. At some point, you truly have to identify and accept who you really are, and you have to go all in on it. It doesn't matter how imperfect it is. You just need that confidence that when things are not going right and you don't know what's around the corner, you just need to know that you're just gonna keep walking, baby. Bring the fucking fire. Let the fire lick at my feet. Let the pressure mount. Who gives a fuck? Because I'm not changing. My environment can change. Circumstances can change. You can strip me down to nothing, and I still know who I am. I'm still gonna walk. I'm still walking forward. Whether I got a limp, whether I'm missing teeth, I don't give a fuck, because that's where that confidence comes from. It just knows that it's gonna be okay, and nothing can fucking take. And you guys are defeated way too fucking easily. That's the other thing. You get rejected by a chick, you lose some money. Now you're just defeated. And you just let life, no. I literally will never, ever let money, women, things, material shit ever fucking defeat me. I can deal with it if it's my fault. If I'm putting in the work and I'm not getting what I want, that is so much easier to tolerate and stomach than anything else, because it all reflects back on me. And that's what I want. That's ultimately the only thing I give a fuck about, is that I am fully responsible for everything that happens in my life. Living life from the omniscient point of view. You're outside of everything. You're extra environmental. You are standing outside of every situation looking in, because nothing is what it seems. You can't trust your eyes in 2020. You take shit at face value, you're gonna get fucked. I can promise you that. And the way that you fine tune that discernment is through embracing when life does rock you and kick your teeth in. Those are the loneliest moments in existence. And those are the moments that you have to hold on to the most. It's the loneliness that a man builds his identity. In that loneliness, when you're not looking for someone else to fucking lean on. How about you cry on your own fucking shoulder for a change? How about you rely on yourself when shit doesn't go right? Why are you always getting on the phone asking other motherfuckers for advice, crying about your pithy little problems? Whatever happened to just fucking leaning on your own back, or having your own back? That's true power. That's truth to power. That's how you really get that confidence. But nobody wants to sit through the loneliness. No one wants to sit through it, because that's when the emotions are stinging you. That's when all those psychic forces, the shadow that I talk about, that's where that's the integration process. But before any of those emotions or thoughts can even bubble up, you shoot them out of the fucking sky. You don't want to feel a fucking thing. You just want to go through this existence as numb as possible. And that's not the fucking way, because you're going to blunt your experience to the point where you're not going to have discernment of what's really going on. Anybody who has excellent advice for other people, the answer to why they have that capability is it's because they have the ability to visualize what it would be like if they were in that position, because they've journeyed through their own humanity and they've journeyed through their own muck so many times that once you've done that, you pretty much have seen every fucking sidekick force that's available. Nothing surprises you anymore. You've seen it all. But you have to be willing to experience those moments of hardship and pain without numbing them, without turning to porn, without self-medicating, without playing fucking video games, without flipping through your fucking phone. The gnawing loneliness, some of those lonely nights. I have had some of the loneliest nights of my life after getting absolutely slaughtered in ventures that I've gone in. And I knew that those were the fucking moments that were gonna make me. Those were the moments that were gonna give me that lifetime strength that all of us are in search of. Those moments when you can just hang on for fucking dear life and you know you got your back. I didn't need to make a phone call. I didn't need to make a peep. I didn't need to fucking diffuse that energy, put it on someone else. I fucking embraced that shit. And you use it as fuel when you wake up the next day and you get right back in attack mode. No big deal, baby. Down a mill, up a mill, lose, win, or draw, I'm still showing up. I still gotta fucking train. I still gotta lift weights. I still gotta be a good father. I still gotta be a good friend. I still gotta show up for the motherfuckers who are depending on me, regardless of what's going on in my life. It doesn't fucking matter. You have to do the same shit day in, day out. You have to build some kind of routine because that's your sanctuary. When shit's not going right, you have to jump right back into that routine because that routine puts everything in perspective and it gives you some control over your life. It makes you an imposer. It makes you an inflictor. Men are inflictors. You are designed to inflict onto the world, not to be inflicted upon, not to be a fucking reactor, but an actor. And you just fucking march forward and it doesn't matter what comes your way. It's all, and you can't play the game at the highest levels until you understand this. Until you have that iron core and you know who you are and you will stick by your decisions, no matter how many people tell you you're crazy, no matter how many times you've been knocked down, if you can actually stick to what you know eventually will bring you to salvation, then you can start playing the game at the funnest, highest levels because nothing matters. Who gives a fuck if the chick leaves? She didn't bring anything to the table anyway. Who gives a fuck if I lost 2 mil? I'm just gonna go make 4 next month. That's actually how it works. That's the actual magic behind life. Is then you can go high stakes on everything. Raise the fucking stakes. Because what do I care if I get blown out? I'm just gonna come back the next time fucking stronger. It'll give you a fucking better education than Oxford. You can clearly see the time stream is slowly being pushed back. You got motherfuckers that are literally convinced that being 30 now is like when the game begins. No. What? The game really started beginning when you were like 14, 15. And a lot of you guys are coping really fucking hard and pretending like being 21 is like still fucking party time and you got time. You don't have time. You don't have time. You're on the fucking clock now and you're building these habits and patterns that are going to come back to haunt you big time if you don't figure this out now. Because a lot of you really do believe you're just going to wake up a man one day. You think if you can just run out the clock and beat the clock and dribble the basketball out without actually making moves or putting up shots, if you just dribble the ball long enough, that one day magically all your insecurities, all your fucking flaws, everything that you hate about yourself is just going to fucking vanish. And you're just going to wake up a man because you hit 30. And I'm here to tell you it's the exact fucking opposite. That shit has a compounding effect and will absolutely ravage your soul. You will wake up 30 and you will be a mess. You will be a fucking mess. We have to break these illusions and start being really fucking real about our situations. You want to be able to laugh at whatever misfortune comes your way because you just know it's laughable because you just know it's coming back. There is a way of dealing with everything. I don't give a fuck if you're sentenced to 20 years in prison. There's a way of dealing with that. I don't give a fuck if you lose an arm. There is a psychological way of dealing with every possible scenario in this life. And once you can really understand that, you're unstoppable because it's all in the mind. It's all in the mind. It has nothing to do with your muscles. The mindset that I'm talking about is way more rare than the muscles.